Hello, everybody. Lex the Gray here, back for another Misfortune Legacy episode. We're back to analog, and I have carried the Maze Rats character sheet over for the Watcher. Nothing's changed since the last episode. Still has, though I did add currency because I forgot to put that in last time I transitioned to Maze Rats. But these are his stats still. Nothing's different. The level 2, strength +1, dexterity +2, will +1, attack bonus +1, armor at 8, health, max health 6. Current spell is animated blade. Missing the quest item is the Holy Spear, missing the top jewel, of course, 50 gold pieces. 6 items are caltrips, crowbar, iron spikes, lockpicks, and a rope. We have light armor +1, shield +1, with our weapon, a choice spear +1, and then a basic bow. And the character description, of course, is just summed it up to where he looks like Gandalf the Grey. Background is former cultist, which was revealed some time ago. Now, we left off in a interesting position. The Watcher was. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I need to also mention I will be using this potentially as far as Oracle goes. We have Fable tables on standby, and I also have this on standby, which is, I believe it's called Juice Oracle version 9.1 from, looks like Thunder 9861.itch.io, Juice-Oracle. So, this is a rather popular one, so it's nothing really new. If you play solo RPGs, you probably have found this on itch also. But I have this back double-sided print with more oracles in the back, so I'm trying to stick with this one. I'm not using the Fate die Oracle here. I'm not a fan of that. I prefer the usual percentile system for the most part. So, but this has a nice, rich levels of content creation with this, mainly the meeting tables on the side here. So, um, we were the Watcher was standing at a pond that was magically enchanted, and the wolf, a mysterious, large, gray, whitish wolf, led him there. And he heard a voice saying something about a gravestone that's in the middle of the pond. So the pond basically looks like this. Let's draw. I'm using this grid paper to kind of visualize where we're at with smaller locations. So if this is the pond out in the forest, it's kind of like this. It's just a little pond surrounded by trees, surrounded by a forest, of course. Just kind of usual large oak trees of sorts. But this is the pond right here. And then we have the usual, we have more trees like this, trees like that. There is a clearing here. This is where the path we kind of led the Watcher right here. And so I think trees usually have to have that little mark in the middle. And there's a gravestone right in the middle in a little island. So the little gravestone right there. Now, this is the general area where we are. Now, let me get a piece of dice out to represent the Watcher's current position because I want him to be, uh, or better yet, we can use one of my old figures. I haven't really been using the figures in a long time, actually, if you think about it. I have one for the Watcher. This will be him right here, just for now. So he's right about at the. He's obviously it's not the correct size, but he's not an 80-foot giant. But the Watcher heard that very distinct voice speak to him. It was a disembodied voice, most likely the spirit of the wolf that guided him there, and the spirit is most likely tied to this gravestone. Now, while we're here, let's roll on this new table to see what happens as the Watcher is minding the gravestone that's mysteriously in the middle of this magically endowed, enchanted pond. So we have a couple of things here. We have an interrupt table, plot point. We have an immersion ambiguous event. I'm going to say we'll roll for the interrupt plot point. So I want something to change here. It's 2d10s. I have to kind of mix, I have kind of to use this d10 here and then this one right here. So I'm surprised I don't have a blue one. I have this. So, oh, here we go. I'll use this one. Perfect. I have two red. I'm sorry, red and blue d10. Okay, we will shake it up and then see what happens. So red will be, all right, so looks like we have an 8 for blue. We have 3 for red. Now I'll do blue horizontal, red will be vertical. So 8 is going to be social, 3 inadequate. Okay, so the watcher is speaking to the voice, or he's heard the voice. It makes him feel inadequate. It's messing with his head in the moment. While the voice seems thundering over him, the spear starts to glow. He notices it, and as the spear glows, it's mainly the top portion of where the jewel that he's seeking would be placed. It's this little compartment at the top of the spear. The spear he's holding has a little hand at the top of it to where a jewel would be placed, where something would be placed. And it's glowing this radiant blue aura that matches the blue aura, if I'm not mistaken, of the pond. So there's some connection here. He knows that this is the first time the spirit has shown such behavior. He's holding his quest, the Holy Spear, not his actual weapon spear. The Holy Spear is ineffective without the jewel. It's basically just a regular spear, which has a +1 based on the other one he has in his inventory. Now, with that, he's going to walk. He's thinking about walking into the waters to get closer to the gravestone. So he sets one foot in to the water. And as his foot enters the pond, you can see the ripple effect of his foot entering the pond and starting to span across the pond, bouncing off the walls, the other portions of the pond, intersecting with each other. Just a normal ripple effect. Blue, a very light blue. There's some fish floating around, or there's some fish in the pond, kind of scurrying away from him as he sets one foot in. Now, when he sets one foot in, something occurs. I'm going to say it's a feel. There's a table right here. You guys can't see it. Of course, it's off camera, as usual. It's feel. We'll roll a single d10. Let's get rid of this other one here. The feel of it's on 9. The feel, if you can't see it, is 9. It's it's sticky. Okay, for some reason, um, as he steps in the water, sticky can be obviously be interpreted differently here, but he's stuck. He cannot move his foot as he set his left foot in first. You put your left foot in and shake it all about, but he can't because his foot is literally stuck now. He can't move up. He can't pull back out. He feels the force. Something is grabbing his foot, and it's not a very deep pond. It's maybe just it's a foot deep. So his ankles and his foot's his leg is submerged a bit, and he set his foot in. Now he's not panicking. He's obviously knowing that maybe the pond wants him to step another foot in, so he's gonna have to go with it, and he puts his other foot into the pond. And on doing that, the following will happen. As both feet step into the pond, we'll grab our D100, and we're going to refer to the, let's say, event list. All right, we have 46. 46 in the event phase. 46 will be Exorcism. Okay. So his mind gets ambushed by a dream. Now, his mind gets basically he sees a vision. The vision will be I've been waiting for this because I think in table fables there is a dream sequence that can really also be for I'm going to index here dreams. There's also nightmares, which is also suitable. So 72, skip to page 72 here. There's dreams, but I'm also thinking it's more so nightmares. Okay, so the vision he sees is the following. When he steps into the pond, 12, he sees. Ooh, I see how they did this. Okay, so it says you dream that you are running down a forest road, which is perfect for this current setup. Down a forest road, fallen trees bar the path, but you jump them with ease and keep running. Okay, so he sees the vision of someone else running through the same forest that he's currently in, holding the spear, but from his point of view, he's in the eyes of this said person running through the forest, skipping around, jumping over fallen trees like he's being chased by something as he set foot. And it looks like it is going to be a younger person that he's envisioning because he kind of looks down and can see the feet. It's not a kid, it's probably like a 20 something, a young adult. And the person is running, gets up to this very same pond in broad daylight and stops. So as he's looking in the vision of this strange person, he's the same person sees the pond but doesn't see the watcher. It's just the pond itself empty. Now, does the pond have the gravestone in there? I'm going to say 50-50 on that one. And that's a 42. It does have a, sorry, my Lex the Gray, my ego blocks the dice there. The gravestone is there. That's a strong yes, but the thing is, it looks very fresh. And as this youngling, this this stranger that the watcher is currently envisioning, is currently like a flashback sequence of sorts, seeing the this kid also steps into the pond out of pure curiosity because there's a gravestone in the middle of it on a little island, like a pedestal. So when he steps into it, let's roll for action. And then we'll roll for action, trying to so you guys can see it. Four, action, agree. I'm going to say event for ambush because that makes more sense. It's kind of what happened to us. We were not ambushed, we got stuck. Now, the kid, in the viewpoint of the kid's eyes, as the watcher is seeing this happen through his own eyes, the kid starts to sink and sink and sink, and soon he drowns into the water. It pulls him down. There's like these little not not skeleton hands like Army of Darkness, but like kind of white gloves, like hands that grab his legs and pull him down, and they keep pulling him down, like they keep grabbing him. The kid's screaming on top of his lungs and pulls him into the water. And after that happens, the watcher wakes up and notices the same exact thing is about to happen to him. He sees the same hands that he saw in his vision grab his feet at this very moment, which means we have to roll for dexterity. So the same two hands are grabbing his very own feet at this very moment. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Okay, so we have to roll. I'm going to say a difficulty of 8. Not hard, but not easy. Let me use the this. So just so you guys can see it. 8 is what we're targeting for. So that's a 7 plus 2 for dexterity. That's 8, 9. So the watcher is able to swing his spear, which is the regular spear, and hit the hands off of him, both of them. He's able to swing and hits the hands out. Because he does that, he gets tossed out of the water and falls back into the ground, and then he stands back up. Suddenly, a spirit of the following caliber appears. So we have to make the creature. This is a creature. Okay, we have a huge list of creatures on here, and I'll tell you guys what I rolled because I know the text is very faint, or very small. But 22, the creature is going to be a color, which is great. Ooh, creature ability, death. That's perfect. Okay, so this creature of a solid, like it looks like a human. It's humanoid, but it's just a solid color, kind of a bluish white tone. Um, let's just say cyan. So it's a cyan colored entity, a spiritual, a ghost that is transparent but looks like a human. It slowly rises out of the water with its hand trying to reach for the watcher. Now we have to figure out if this thing is a threat. It's trying to grab him, and I think it is a threat. The watcher is going to. This is an encounter, so we'll roll for initiative here. Let's see. We'll roll against with our dexterity bonus. Kind of changing the rules for maze rats. Not kind of changing the rules. I'm using 2d6 because I just like how that kind of system. Okay, so we have a +2 advantage on this roll. The entity rolled a 5. We rolled a 5 also, but +2 is 7. So we have the advantage. Okay, so now we're in encounter. Let's create this creature. So it is. We'll call it the spirit of the water, spirit of the pond. Let's call it that. And its armor, like ours, will be. Oh, ours is 8. It will be 6. Its health, its HP, we'll make it a d6. So we'll do like that. So I'm gonna decrease as it goes. Now its attack will just be basically uh, a d6, 2d6, like ours. So actually, its attack die, I'm gonna change the rules just a bit. But its hit dice or its attack, sorry, its damage dice will be a, let's say, a d10. We'll try this out. I don't know if it'll work out that well, but we'll try it. Okay, so I'm gonna put the oracle aside here. Okay, so we go first. We're gonna strike. We have to get 6 or greater from the spirit of the pond. All right, rolling, and we have an attack bonus of +1. So I do the math here. So that's 10 plus 1. That's 11. Now 11 on top of 6. That's 5. The +1 bonus for our spear. That's 6 damage, which means I'm sorry. Yeah, 6 damage. One swipe, we kill. I'm gonna change the. Hold on a second. So 6, 4. That's gonna be 10 +1 attack bonus 11. That gives it a difference of 5 +1 is 6. So I'm gonna change him to 10. The attack die will be similar to. Um, I guess there's a couple methods here. I do apologize. I'm kind of, in a way, playtesting Maze Rat's rules in combat. I have thought about using the same numbers. Let's just flatten them out. So it's a D8. His damage is a D8 die. His health is an 8, and his armor class is 8. We'll just do that. So I like. Okay, that works. It's a medium difficulty villain, diff villain. So sticking with our original roll, that's 10, 11 attack bonus, which is a difference from 9, 10, 11. That's 3 plus 1 is 4. So it takes 4 damage. 4 damage. Okay, great. Now it attacks with a D8, which will be, of course, red. So I just realized we have armor of 8, but if it hits us, it won't hurt us. That's 7, no damage. Okay, we're going to attack it. Probably should have made a D10, but we'll roll with it. All right, so we have 7, 8, plus the one attack bonus is 9, so that's 1 difference, plus the one damage bonus of 10, so that's 2. So it gets 2 damage. The ghost starts to dissipate a little bit. It gets a little wavy. It gets in and out focused. It looks like it's on its last leg initially. Okay, so I'm gonna bump up its attack force to 10. That's its final action attempt at survival. I know I haven't read it. Here it is. Okay, so it gets a special boost to 10 D10 die, and then we'll roll it. 9. Okay, so our armor is of what 8, so we get dealt 1 damage. 5. Okay, good. Now we attack it. Okay, let's roll. 12. That's a critical. So that's double damage. The spirit has been defeated. All right, spirit of the pond is dead. A dead spirit dies once again. So I'm pin the camera a little closer for you guys so you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, there we go. I think you guys are more interested in the content here. I will keep this stuff off camera. That way, I will continue to roll the dice actually on the paper. Okay, so we defeat the spirit. It's gone. The Watcher only took 1 damage, so it's not too bad. I forgot I had a spell, Animating Blade. Probably use that next time. So as the spirit's been defeated, let's see what happens to the gravestone. Let's roll on the table here. I'm going to say a couple of options here. We can do plot point. Let's do interrupt. 72. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize about that. I need to use 2d10s. This one here, and then this one over here. My apologies. Okay, 2d10s. There we go. So 4 will be horizontal, red will be vertical. Okay, so that's going to be right here. 4 is the tension, 7 recurrence. A recurrence. Okay, let's see what else that means. 4 on, we hear something, a scratching noise. There's a recurring scratching noise at the gravestone. Actually, I like that. That works. Okay, so the gravestone starts to shake, and there's a scratching noise. And you can hear a growling. It starts to shake the dust off the graves, not dust. The gravestone starts to shatter, crack, and then it starts to disintegrate and turns into a pile of dust right in the middle, like that. And then the little island gets um, engulfed by the water and sinks down to the ground. So in defeating that spirit, he defeated, he destroyed the gravestone. But while that happened, the ground starts to shake. And let's roll to see what happens because of this. So the ground starts to shake in the general area of where he's standing. I'm going to say, let's do verb, perhaps. Sorry, 25 was my roll. 25 is the roll for action. We'll try different options here. Deceive. Yeah, deceive. Okay, so the pond, he starts to back up a bit because the pond, something starts to happen in the pond itself. the waves, kind of like Moses, if I'm not mistaken, start to spread open like this, like that. There's a ripple effect, and the water creates a wall. And suddenly, you can see there's a stairwell going into the ground, deeper and deeper into this cavern below, while the water remains like a wall, opening up like scissors, or opening like in a triangular shape, leading down into this strange cavern down below with its complete darkness, and the watcher is staring directly into it. And there's a noise coming from it. I believe this will be a noise for the hear list. So D10, so 2, he hears fire, hears crackling of fire from down below. There's a slight red glow that just appears at the very deepest corner of the entryway to down to this potential dungeon. So, interested, the watcher looks around and he's just taking a peek to see. So let's roll for this will be for perception check, which is willpower. So we'll roll 2d6 plus 1. I'm going to say difficulty of 6 because it's daylight. So, oh yeah, there we go. Plus 1, so 7 on top of that. He notices the following when he's just kind of generally looking around. Let's roll for a noun. He notices something, which would be a D100. So he notices 18, a noun, bureaucracy. Uh, no, I'm looking at something else nearby that, and I see dead, a construct. So a construct dead. He's looking around, and then suddenly he sees the same wolf from earlier appear right here in front of him. That's a wolf, just kind of 4 feet like that. It appears directly on the opposite side of the pond where he's standing. And the wolf, with its same glowing eyes, so dead and construct, like it's a construct of energy. Dead because it's not alive, it's dead. It speaks to him and says, enter if you wish to live. And then it disappears after that. It turns around and walks away as it fades into the forest behind it. So, enter if you wish to live. And then the the spear, the holy spear, is starting to glow even more immensely, and it's shaking, it's pulsating. I think at this point the watcher is assuming he found some kind of ritual site that relates to the spear, which is odd because he remembers from the details Polaro discovered is that the spear is related to has a connection to the kingdom, the capital, which I forgot to mention. I have on the back of my I have locations, quest list, factions, and NPCs. So I that's all copied down. I forgot to mention that. So the Watcher is thinking about, well, the kingdom is where I'm supposed to be going, of Bethermule, the capital, the city, kingdom, etc. But he found this strange site, this ritual site, this potential dungeon that has some kind of vague, some kind of spiritual connection to the spear. So maybe this site is the origin or the home of this spear or some kind of manner. So he's just thinking of all the possible connections with his vast knowledge and magic and etc. So um, at this point, he's going to enter, I think, this cavern. So he walks slowly down the stairs into the darkness, and let's go ahead and draw out the first of the dungeons. So we will cross this right here, and this will be a genuine dungeon, if that's going to be a name for it. And the first entrance will be, we'll do it from the top here. He's entering from, actually, we'll go here. So he's entering right here, down the stairwell. That's the stairs. And then and it comes up into this large room. I usually like to do a large room at first with a door right here. Not really sure what's in front. And then there's going to be a statue right here in the middle. And he's going to be standing right there at the entrance. Okay? And that's where we're going to close off this episode. So, this episode was truly, I loved it. I think it was fantastic for myself. This was very enjoyable. Um, I used Table Fables once. This Oracle was great, worked out. I felt at home doing this. Like it's been a while since I've had this kind of real intense interest with solo RPGs. So this episode here, not I didn't take any notes. I just drew the visuals, and my notes will be my video. So that's what I'm trying to do. I want to visualize for you guys what's going on in my head, and then obviously I'm gonna be next episode of Misfortune Legacy will be this dungeon that our friend here just discovered after killing a rather pretty intermediate moderate difficulty villain. So with the villains in mind, as I create them on the spot, I do like how the D10 dice did have. I led up to it as the D6, D8, D10. We'll see. I'll keep messing with that as we go. But I do want to pose a challenge, but I don't want to kill them off too soon. Like I want to create a challenge for the watcher, but I don't want to kill him off so suddenly. I want this character to really experience the world of Misfortune Legacy of Beth and Mule. So that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Lexa Gray signing off. Thanks for watching.